Every single breakthrough in human history, every invention, every movement, every revolution started as nothing more than a dream. Before the airplane ever touched the sky, it was just an idea in the minds of the Wright brothers. Before electricity lit up cities across the globe, it was only a vision inside Thomas Edison's imagination. Before a man ever walked on the moon, John F. Kennedy spoke a dream into existence that sounded impossible at the time. That is the power of a dream. It is invisible to the eye but unstoppable once it grips the human spirit. A dream is not a wish. A wish is passive, it's a fleeting thought, a fragile hope, something you say but never act upon. A dream, on the other hand, is alive. It burns inside you. It follows you everywhere. It whispers to you at night and wakes you up in the morning. A true dream doesn't let you rest. It keeps pulling you forward because it knows you were meant for more. And that's the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary, the size of their dreams. The world will try to convince you that your dream is impossible. Friends, family, even society will tell you to be realistic, to play it safe, to stop aiming so high. They will laugh, they will doubt, and they will remind you of every failure in your past. But here's the truth, their disbelief has nothing to do with your destiny. Their limits are not your limits. What they call impossible is only a reflection of their own fear, not your potential. History proves it again and again, the dreamers are the ones who change the world. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't say, "I have a plan." He said, "I have a dream." And that dream shook the foundations of nations. Steve Jobs dreamed of putting a computer in the palm of every person's hand. Today, billions of people carry that dream in their pocket. The people you admire, the ones who inspire you, they all had one thing in common: the courage to dream bigger than everyone else. And that's where you must start. Not with doubt. Not with excuses. With a dream so big it scares you. Because if your dream doesn't intimidate you, it's not big enough. Dreams are meant to stretch you, to push you beyond what you think is possible, to make you grow into someone you've never been before. So stop shrinking your vision to fit other people's opinions. Stop telling yourself it's too late, too hard, or too risky. Those are lies built by fear. Instead, expand your courage to match the size of your dream. Because the truth is this, the dream that keeps haunting you, the one you can't ignore, the dream is not an accident. It was planted inside you for a reason. It's your calling. And when you dare to believe in it, when you dare to chase it, you unlock the very power that turns the invisible into reality. The most dangerous thing you can do in life is not to dream too big, it's to dream too small. Small dreams don't inspire you. They don't challenge you. They don't pull you out of bed at 4 a.m. or keep you grinding when your body wants to quit. Small dreams let you settle into comfort, and comfort is the silent killer of greatness. When you dream small, you build a cage around yourself. You tell yourself stories like, "I just want enough to survive." But survival is not living, it's existing. And existing is not why you were created. You were built for impact, for growth, for expansion. Yet small dreams convince you to stay where it feels safe. Safe jobs. Safe goals. Safe ambitions. But here's the truth, safe is an illusion. That safe job can vanish tomorrow. That safe plan can collapse in a moment. And when it does, you'll realize you traded your potential for an illusion of security. Small dreams drain your spirit. They make you wake up tired, unmotivated, stuck in routines that feel meaningless. Why? Because deep inside, your soul knows you were meant for more. You were not designed to settle. Every time you shrink your dream to match your fear, a part of you dies. Slowly. Quietly. Until one day you wake up, years later, and wonder where your passion went. Think about it, has mediocrity ever inspired anyone? Has anyone ever looked at a person who settled for just enough and said, "Wow, I want to live like that"? No. The world doesn't remember people who played small. It remembers the ones who pushed boundaries, who aimed higher, who risked failure in pursuit of something greater. That's why dreaming small is more dangerous than failing at a big dream. Failure teaches you. Failure strengthens you. Failure builds character. But small dreams? They don't give you anything. They keep you comfortable, average, invisible. Dreaming big, on the other hand, ignites fire. It forces you to level up. It demands growth, sacrifice, and resilience. And that's exactly what makes life worth living, the pursuit of something larger than yourself. People will call you crazy for thinking big, but crazy is what changes the world. So here's the hard truth: if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not worth your time. If your dream doesn't stretch you, it won't transform you. And if your dream doesn't inspire others, it's too small. Stop lowering your standards to fit into society's comfort zone. Raise your standards. Aim higher. Chase bigger. Because dreaming small doesn't just limit your life, it limits the lives of everyone who could have been inspired by your courage. Every person you were meant to impact suffers when you choose safety over greatness. Don't let your potential rot in the prison of small thinking. Don't let fear talk you into an average life. Dream big, or your dreams will bury you alive in mediocrity. Dreaming big is powerful, but let's be brutally honest, it's not free. Every big dream comes with a heavy price, and most people are not willing to pay it. That's why you see so many quit halfway, so many give up when the road gets hard. Because dreaming big will demand sacrifices that small thinkers will never understand. The price of a big dream is sacrifice. You will lose sleep. You will miss parties. You will sacrifice comfort, free time, and sometimes even relationships. Not everyone around you will understand why you're obsessed, why you can't stop working, why you're willing to walk through fire for something that doesn't even exist yet. They'll call you crazy. They'll call you unrealistic. But what they don't see is the vision inside you, the vision that keeps you alive when everything else feels dead. The price of a big dream is rejection. You will hear no more times than you can count. Doors will slam in your face. People you thought would support you will turn their backs. Strangers will doubt you. Friends will question you. Family might not believe in you. And every time, it will hurt. But rejection is not the end. Rejection is the universe asking, how bad do you want it? If you give up after a few rejections, your dream wasn't strong enough. The price of a big dream is failure. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. You will fall. You will embarrass yourself. You will make mistakes that make you want to hide. But failure is not the enemy. Failure is the tuition fee of success. Every failure teaches you, shapes you, toughens you. Without failure, you cannot develop the resilience required to carry the weight of your dream. The price of a big dream is loneliness. There will be seasons where you walk alone, where no one understands your grind, where people disappear because you've chosen a path they're too afraid to walk. It will feel like isolation, but in reality, it's preparation. The lonely nights are where champions are made. That's where you find out who you really are, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when it's just you and the work. The price of a big dream is discipline. Not motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline is what keeps you going when your body wants to quit, when your mind screams for comfort, when everything inside you says, stop. Dreaming big demands consistency. It demands showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when results are invisible, even when progress is slow. That's the grind most people can't handle. Here's the truth: big dreams break the weak. But they also build the strong. If you're willing to endure the pain, the rejection, the failure, the loneliness, and the discipline, then you'll discover a version of yourself you never knew existed. A stronger, sharper, hungrier version of you. And that's the ultimate price of dreaming big. You don't just get the dream, you become the kind of person capable of holding it. A dream without action is nothing but a fantasy, a sweet illusion that dies inside your mind if you never move on it. And that is why you must understand that dreaming big is only the beginning. The real battle begins when you wake up every day and choose to take action, because action is the bridge between imagination and reality. It is the only thing that separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers, the ones who wish from the ones who build. You cannot keep waiting. For the perfect time, the perfect resources, the perfect opportunity, those things don't exist. The only perfect moment is the one you are standing in right now, because every step you take, no matter how small, brings your dream closer to reality, and momentum is created by movement, not by hesitation. Too many people get stuck in the trap of overthinking, waiting for motivation, or searching for guarantees, but dreams don't run on guarantees. They run on discipline, persistence, and sacrifice, and that means you must start where you are, with what you have, and trust that progress will come through consistent effort, brick by brick, day by day. When you commit to action, you build habits, and habits create momentum, and once momentum takes over, it becomes almost unstoppable because now every small victory fuels the next one, every setback teaches you a lesson, and every failure becomes raw material for your comeback. Action demands. You write your dream down, break it into goals, break those goals into steps, and then execute relentlessly without excuses, without delays, without waiting for permission, because nobody is going to hand you your dream. It has to be built with your own hands. Discipline yourself to work when you're tired, to show up when you don't feel like it, to keep moving when results are invisible, because dreams are not microwaved overnight. They are slow cooked through years of consistent grind, through days when you see no reward, through nights when the only voice you hear is the one telling you to quit, and that's exactly when you must push harder. Action is not glamorous, it's not always exciting, but it's what separates those who talk about success from those who live it, because the dream itself doesn't care about your feelings, your moods, or your excuses. It only cares about what you do. So stop waiting, stop planning endlessly, stop talking about what you're going to do someday and start now, because someday is not a day of the week and someday never comes, only today exists. And if you give today everything you have, if you take consistent action every single day, eventually you will wake up one morning and realize the dream you once whispered to yourself in silence is now the life you are living in reality. There will come a day, if you keep pushing, if you keep grinding, if you refuse to quit, when the dream that once felt so distant, so impossible, so far beyond your reach, becomes the life you are actually living, and in that moment you will realize something profound. It was never just about achieving the dream, it was about who you became along the way. The long nights, the failures, the sacrifices, the rejection, the loneliness, all of it forged you into someone stronger, someone sharper, someone unrecognizable compared to the person who first dared to dream. Living the dream is not just about having the car, the house, the business, the career, or the recognition. It's about standing on the other side of pain and knowing you conquered yourself, your fears, your doubts, and every voice that once told you to give up. When you reach that level, people will look at you and call it luck, but you will know the truth. It wasn't luck, it was discipline, it was persistence, it was faith, it was the relentless decision every single day to move forward no matter how heavy life felt. Living the dream means inspiring others without even trying, because your very existence becomes proof that impossible is just a word, and suddenly the people who once doubted you will be the same people using your story as motivation for their own. That is the true reward of dreaming big, not just achieving personal success, but becoming a living example of what's possible when you refuse to settle. And yet, here's the secret nobody tells you: once you reach the dream, you won't want to stop. The hunger will still be there. Because dreaming big is not about arriving, it's about evolving, it's about setting the next challenge, climbing the next mountain, becoming more than you were yesterday. You will learn that the dream never really ends, it only expands, and as you live out the reality you once prayed for, you'll begin to realize that your life itself has become a message, a voice, a fire that lights the way for others. Living the dream is not easy, it is not perfect, but it is meaningful, and meaning is what every soul craves more than comfort, more than safety, more than temporary happiness. So when you finally find yourself living inside the dream that once haunted your imagination, don't shrink back into comfort, keep building, keep growing, keep pushing, because the dream that got you here was just the beginning of who you are meant to become. And when people ask you how you did it, why you never gave up, why you kept pushing when everything seemed against you, you can smile and answer with the truth: because I refuse to die with my dreams still inside me.